Alright guys, so instead of boring you guys with about a 35-minute build here, we went ahead and put it all together. I'm just going to show you some of the key parts, explain some things that were a little bit difficult, and just basically show you the completed system, like without the sides on it. So here it is. As you can see in the motherboard, well actually let's start in the process, we started in the performance blade here with the graphics card. You can see it's the GTX Titan X is installed here. It can actually fit a GTX Titan Z. It has 3 expansion bays, and it's plenty long enough, so that'd be cool to put one of those in there. But anyway, the card is very secure. It obviously has a PCI Express mount. It's rigid down there, so that's securing it. And then the 2 screws in the back, and the power cables themselves actually provide a fair amount of support on the back to prevent from any torsion that might screw up the slot at the bottom. We also have the SSD installed here in the top, and it's actually really a pretty secure connection. Sometimes with these hot swap bays, it's kind of like a flimsy little slide in and out, and you can lose connection. I'm very satisfied with how this one locks in. These ones, it's really easy to install. You just screw the SSD into the tray and then push it down, and it kind of gives you a nice satisfying click in. I'll show you also the power supply bay. So this is pretty tight. It's a little bit difficult to work with this one. We definitely recommend fully modular power supplies for helping with threading the 24 pin or the 20+4 pin ATX power connector for the motherboard and the EPS 12 volt power connector, because those can be a little bit unwieldy to get through the spine. But once that's through, that's really all you have to do besides the PCI Express, which is much easier because it's smaller. But then once that's all through, it's really easy to build out. So power supply is installed, and then let's go over here to the motherboard. So the motherboard was really easy to put in. There's it's actually a lot of room to work in there. You can remove this crossbar, it helps out a lot. Memory's installed, you can see the power's pulled through, power and the EPS 12 volt here. 12 volt radiator, 120 millimeter radiator is mounted down here at the bottom. There's a lot of airflow. If you notice, there's plenty of open space here. Air comes through the front. It'll get pulled in through this fan, pushed down through the radiator, and then this is the casing for this. You can see it actually lines up underneath. There's a vent here, so that would be under there, and then the air will exhaust out the bottom. And you can see the design of the case means that's not right on the ground, so there's actually ability for air to flow out, and it's actually a really cool aspect that's endemic to the design of the case, which is, you know, very convenient. And then see, what else was I gonna say? Oh, for the same thing goes actually for the power supply bay. You can see the power supply's fan has a 140 millimeter fan on the other side of it, and that lines up with another vent that would go on, and that would go forward, and the fan is right here, so there's plenty of airflow through the power supply. You don't have to worry about that getting hot, even though modern power supplies are very efficient and usually don't get too hot. Anyway, but the top bay has a different cooling principle where the air basically gets sucked in here through the front and shot out the back. It has a single 92 millimeter fan here that's actually not that loud. We had it running a minute ago. Blows air through, and then this is a centrifugal fan for the graphics card, but there's obviously other companies, other cooler designs have different kind of fans, and then the air gets sucked in through the heatsink out the back, so it's basically front to back, whereas the other ones are kind of through the blade. So that's it. Not too hard to build. Some tricky parts, but other than that, very surprised with how easy this went together. We should be offering these. Actually, they're available for pre-order on Cyberpowerpc.com. We have 3 different performance tiers by default: the Trinity 100, 200, and Extreme. Extreme has the X99 chipset. 200 has the Z97 chipset, I believe, and the 100 has the A85, so AMD powered SKU there. I think they're all liquid cooled, which you should do because I think liquid cooling is really cool in a case like this. And performance can be pretty insane. Obviously, you can put a 5960X in here. You could even equip it with like a 16-core Xeon or something. So 16-core hyper-threaded, 32 threads. It's crazy. And then a Titan Z up here if you wanted it. I mean, that'd be like I put that system up against you know, pretty much anything, and it looks cool. Like you can show this to your friends and be like, yeah, check this triangle thing I have in my room. It's pretty crazy. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed these videos. We'll try to do more like them when we get new products in. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.